let me start with a simple declaration. Republicans hate democracy. It's as simple as that. You remember, and I'm going to back that up in a second, but you remember under the George W. Bush administration when we saw those pictures of smiling Iraqis holding up the finger with the blue ink on it? That was supposed to show that that horrific mass murder of a war was somehow they were fighting to bring democracy to the world. And by the way, too many Democrats played along with that. They don't love democracy at all. They hate it. Here's the latest evidence. A ruling from a federal court issued last Tuesday that said that North Carolina Republicans deliberately drew congressional district boundaries to benefit their own party. Now, that's not a news flash, but they actually said it out loud. State Representative David Lewis said, quote, "I think electing Republicans is better than electing Democrats, so I drew this map to help foster what I think is better for the country." See, they hate. He wasn't drummed out of the Republican Party for that. He was a hero. Now they've been caught. There was a ruling last year about North Carolina Republicans saying they were racially biased, and presumably because black people vote Democratic. So we also have our friend David Daley's book. We've had David on the show. I can't say the name on the air, Rat Effed. Which is kind of a Republican term of art for stealing votes, undermining democracy so that Republicans can win elections by caging voters, other forms of voter suppression. And by the way, in case you think this is a new fixation of the Republicans, this week another judge lifted a consent decree against the Republican National Committee that was imposed in 1982 after lawsuits were filed showing that Republicans were intimidating African Americans to prevent them from voting by sending them mailers, threatening them that they could be arrested if there's something wrong with their voting paperwork, by hiring off-duty police officers and other law enforcement personnel to stand armed with deadly force at predominantly black polling places. Let's face it, these folks don't like democracy, and it's working for them. The Brennan Center for Justice found at NYU found that this has given Republicans at least 16 to 17 seats that they wouldn't have gotten in a democracy, and that's just from these types of tactics. So why aren't Democrats talking about this every day and every night? Now, of course, Democrats have to come up with an agenda that will get their voters out, but polling shows that overwhelmingly, doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, independent, liberal, conservative, Americans hate gerrymandering, and presumably they hate these other voter suppression techniques as well. So I don't understand why Democrats are so fixated on other issues that they don't get out every day and talk about the fact that every American deserves the right to vote, instead of talking only about the issues that feel safe to them. They need to change and make this a campaign issue every single day. But that's our show for this week, and we have to leave it there.